All right. Well, I think we can kind of go ahead and get started as people continue to join. Again, kind of welcome. Appreciate you spending your time with us today. I'm excited really to be joined by Karen of Legalfit. We're going to take the next 40 or so minutes to really dive into the 5 foundational levers you can pull to improve your law firm's marketing campaigns and intake process. So having a solid marketing strategy and efficient intake are going to be essential for your firm's growth and client satisfaction. And by focusing on these key areas, you can build a stronger, more responsive law firm that really meets the needs of today's clients. And so before we kind of get into too much, I had a couple housekeeping notes that I wanted to connect with everybody on. First, there are several QR codes kind of throughout this presentation. So if you want to take kind of a quick 10 seconds or so to grab your cell phone, you can have your QR code app ready to go. So when those come up, you'll have easy access to them. Also, we're going to be recording this webinar, and so feel free to take notes, but know that you'll get a copy of the recording in your emails sometime tomorrow. And then we also have a really nice Q&A field for this webinar. You'll find it kind of down at the middle bottom of your screen. And so as Karen and I are kind of going through different aspects today, if you have any questions, please feel free to kind of drop those in the Q&A. We really want to try and save some time at the end to go through those questions. So we'll kind of get rolling here and get started. First one, just a quick introduction overview of your speakers. Again, my name is Libby Luff. I'm here with PracticePanther. And Karen Gray, Esquire, she is the general manager over there at Legalfit. And so a little bit more about me. I am a partnership and marketing professional coming to you with about 15 years of experience. So in this role here at PracticePanther, I get to collaborate with bar association partners, legal consultants, and really great partners like Karen here at Legalfit to address attorney problems and pain points. You know, we really want to help make your law firm more efficient and more effective. So recently moved to the Philadelphia area. And kind of my love right now, always has been, but specifically right now, is really traveling and hiking around the country. So I wanted to kind of show this picture of our last adventure. It was a road trip from Las Vegas to Lake Powell, Arizona. Kind of stopped along Kanab, Utah, and Zion along the way and hiked for about 30 miles for that vacation. So I don't know if a lot of people consider hiking 30 miles a vacation, but that's kind of what I love to do. So, and a quick overview here about PracticePanther. Anybody joining who may not be super familiar with us, we're an all-in-one legal practice management solution that's really focused on helping small to medium-sized firms really across all practice areas. We're the most intuitive and easy to use software on the market. You know, lawyers are using practice management software every day to make your life easier. It should be pretty to look at and it should be easy to use. So with PracticePanther, you can enjoy seamless case management. That's going to really link your contacts, your matters, your documents, whether you're in the office or if you're on the go. You can automate your workflows so that your tasks, you know when to complete them. And then also you can kind of create tags, which offer law firms really a comprehensive understanding of crucial client details. And it can go beyond just lead sources. We have customers using tags for practice areas, communication preferences, and even lead stages, so you can access these in-depth analytics. And then finally, we offer kind of built-in compliant payments. So that way you can kind of go digital with your billing and your billing options and really get paid faster. And then I'm going to pass it over to Karen, and she can introduce you to who she is and what she does with Legalfit.
Yeah, thanks, Libby. I'm Karen Gray. I am the GM of Legalfit. I used to practice. I used to be at a boutique law firm for about 5 years after graduating from law school. And then I moved into legal technology right around the time when we started seeing more tech companies at our firms, when they were driving more efficiencies and trying to scale everyone's efforts with some of the new tech companies that were cropping up. So I joined the legal tech wave then, and I've been doing this for the last 15 years. I'm a mom. I have 2 boys and one very high maintenance German Shepherd. So if you have a German Shepherd and you want to chat about it, I have plenty of photos and stories. So happy to do that. And then I love tennis. That's just a little bit about me. I compete in tennis and I go to a lot of the tournaments. And so that's just something I'll usually be talking about if we have any extra time together. But that's my background. At a high level, I want to introduce a little bit more about what Legalfit does. Legalfit is a legal marketing platform that is purpose-built for law firms. And so different from any other agency that maybe supports different industries, Legalfit specifically works with attorneys to ensure that we deliver the right marketing strategy for your business to ensure the growth and the scale that you're looking for. And we do that in a number of ways. And we can talk about this in a little bit more detail in a bit, but thinking about the way that we drive search engine optimization, ensuring that we're ADA compliant so that folks with disabilities or impairments still get to view the information and the content that you have on your site, and making sure that we're fully state bar compliant. That's really what makes us different from any other marketing agency out there. And we drive a lot of data within that. And so that's why I love working with Libby and the PracticePanther team. We work really well together in terms of ensuring that we get really good data and visibility for our clients and your business.
Awesome. I appreciate that, Karen. And just wanted to kind of get into the discussion today, let everybody know what we're going to be covering. And so we'll kick things off by discussing really that crucial role of the conversion process in maximizing ROI for your law firm's marketing and your intake efforts. So we'll explore why the conversion process is so important, and what key factors you need to consider when evaluating your law firm's approach. And insights really come from our 2024 small and mid-sized law firm report, revealing kind of some of the latest trends and challenges faced by small and mid-sized firms this year. Next, we'll explore the 2 dimensions for sustainable law firm growth. Understanding and enhancing kind of these dimensions will really position your firm for long-term success. We'll then dive into the heart of today's conversation. That's the 5 foundational levers that really drive success. Reviewing these levers at your firm can significantly improve conversion rates and overall performance of your marketing strategy and your intake process. So these levers will be the keys to kind of unlocking your firm's full potential. 3 of these levers Karen's going to focus on. It's going to really be around marketing and helping you attract and engage potential clients more effectively. And the remaining 2 are really dedicated to your intake process. We'll discuss how to ensure that leads generated from your marketing efforts are then successfully converted to loyal clients. That's all what we're looking here for, right? Loyal clients. And then we're going to wrap the conversation by really looking at the PracticePanther and Legalfit integration. Karen's going to have a few screenshots that we can kind of walk through. And plus, we have a really cool special promotion for all webinar attendees. So again, just a little plug reminder to keep your phone handy for those QR codes. And then we'll go ahead and get started. In addition to the QR codes, another Q&A. Don't forget about that too if you have questions. And so let's get started here by, the optimization side of things. I want to quickly repeat your conversion process. It's really crucial for maximizing your law firm's ROI. It's about refining each step to turn those potential leads into actual clients by creating effective marketing and intake processes, using the right resources, and even continuously improving how you reach and engage your audience. So let's discuss why focusing on this conversion process is really so important. And it starts with really converting new clients are going to directly impact your firm's revenue growth. I think we can all agree that attracting and converting new clients is extremely important to your law firm growth. And it's also not the easiest of tasks. There's no easy button for getting new leads into your firm. And each new lead represents really an opportunity for your firm to make a lasting impression and to secure their business. So in our 2024 small and mid-sized law firm report, we discussed these evolving dynamics around small and mid-sized firms. And we want to include how they're navigating these growth opportunities and challenges. And so at first, we're really seeing that competition is really intensifying across multiple fronts, really, with smaller firms expanding their reach. We're seeing larger players looking to kind of attract similar leads and cases. And we're also seeing niche firms are really gaining traction. And so all of these are kind of leading to this increased competition. So standing out is going to be more crucial than ever. Another reason the conversion process really, really matters is evolving client expectations. So today's clients really prioritize simplicity and transparency, and they really want to be actively part of the process. And so they want to easily communicate through client portals. They want convenient debit and credit card payment options. They're looking for prompt responses, which many firms accomplish via texting during that intake process. So depending on your practice area, each client need is going to be a little bit different. And so you're not only wanting to convert them, but you want to keep them as a client And as we kind of discussed in our previous point, clients have a lot of options these days when it comes to what they want, and they can always, move on to that next firm. And so we really want to keep them as loyal clients. And then kind of this last point that I want to get across is the challenge of hiring and retaining talent. It's really persisting amid kind of this heightened competition, and even with the market demands. We're finding that law firms continue to have a hard time hiring talent. And so it's your efficient processes and it's your well-trained staff are going to be really essential to meet and exceed these client expectations. So now that we've kind of covered why the conversion process matters, let's explore how small firms can leverage really these two aspects to get that growth they're looking for. Here at PracticePanther specifically, considering how to grow your law firm, we focus on market presence and we focus on scalability. And so for market presence, I'm going to just kind of quickly highlight a couple of these. Market presence is about really enhancing your visibility and reputation to attract and retain clients. So you want to first, really distinguish your practice with consistent branding. It'll help you build trust and recognition in this competitive market. You'll want to tailor your marketing campaigns to attract your ideal client so you can really improve those conversion rates. And then as a way to kind of meet those evolving client expectations, you want to invest in client satisfaction. Happy clients, we'll probably say this several times throughout, but happy clients are more likely to return. They're more likely to refer others, which is going to drive growth through your probably one of the most coveted marketing tactics, which is that word of mouth marketing. And finally, you're going to want to look at your own practice and determine opportunities for that niche specialization. Find out what you can really become an expert in at your firm, and then you'll start attracting those clients seeking those specialized expertise. I know Karen is going to touch base on all of this a lot more in depth. This is just a quick highlight. And so as we get further in the presentation, so that'll be exciting. And then the other side of this is really going to be around scalability. And that's all about, developing your systems and processes to bring on more clients without compromising that quality of service that you're already providing. We recommend starting, with those workflows, maximize that productivity. Second, you'll want to continue optimizing these workflows. Identify these automative, repetitive tasks, because automation is going to save you time. It reduces errors, and it really allows your staff to focus on those high value tasks and work. Next, you'll want to remain flexible. And great news is we already find that most small law firms excel at this because you can quickly respond and change to client needs and market conditions. So, but staying adaptable is important. So I wanted to highlight that. And finally, it's important to invest in staff development and training. Well-trained staff, they're going to be more efficient, they're going to provide better service, and they're really going to contribute to kind of your overall firm success. So at the start of the slide, I mentioned PracticePanther. We aim to kind of help law firms realize their full potential. And sometimes knowing where to get started can be challenging, which is why we actually created a law firm growth quiz. You can get there from both this QR code as well as the URL in the bottom right screen. You can take this quiz after the webinar and discover your growth profile and how you can position your practice then for long-term success. It takes about 5 minutes or so to get through. And so by implementing these tactics, your firm is really going to lay a solid foundation for sustainable growth. And as we think about market presence and the way you show up, it's your marketing strategy is the huge part of that, as you saw. And so I want to hand it over to Karen to discuss how you can really effectively distinguish your practice and build trust with your target audience.
Yeah, I love that, Libby. And the fact that you talked about market presence being such an important focus, that transitions perfectly into kind of why we came up with making sure that we have this webinar together and provide this information to our customers and future customers to discuss the 5 foundational levers for improved marketing and intake. When we think about today's marketing environment, as you know, everybody's got their phone 2 seconds away from wherever they're sitting, whether it's during mealtime or at the office. Everything starts online. Every search that attorneys are making and that clients are making starts online to research their market and to understand what's out there. Legal marketing in particular is really unique in the sense that there are specific regulations and best practices that we have to follow. Legal ethics around marketing are very defined and jurisdiction specific, and working with a partner that really understands this and is able to focus on that is a critical part of driving that success. when we do research in terms of client engagement, 70% of clients begin their search online, right? So understanding kind of what the reviews are that an attorney has, where they're showing up, who their audience is, who their market is, that's all part of how they're making their decision on who they want to represent them. And if you don't have a really strong online presence, it's really tough to make that distinction within your client base to draw the cases that you want, to draw in the clients that you want. So that's really, the foundation of everything really starts online. When we think about, finding and qualifying the right clients for your firm, marketing is a huge part of how attorneys do this. And as I've mentioned, having practiced at a boutique firm for a number of years and then moved into legal technology, I've seen both sides of how this works. And I talk to attorneys still every day, which is why I'm so happy to still be in the legal market, because I love talking to attorneys and I love helping to make their businesses successful. But at the end of the day, attorneys went to law school to practice law, right? You didn't go necessarily to run a business or to run a marketing strategy. So when you think about the way that you're applying some efforts around your marketing, focusing on the right clients and the right, channels to reach out to and to share your information on is really critical. And it's becoming more and more competitive. A website used to just be something that everybody could have, and it's easy, and Google will search it and it's enough, right? That's just not the case anymore. Without a really targeted SEO-based strategy that drives the search terms that you want within your market, that specifically outlines the types of cases within your practice area that you want, you'll be drawing in the wrong cases. And I can't tell you how many times I talk to attorneys and they're saying, I don't have enough minutes in the day to review all of the leads and all of the clients that want me to represent them. And I absolutely understand that resonates with me. But the reality is that that's not the right marketing strategy. The right marketing strategy is making sure that we're focusing on the clients that you want. So the leads that you're getting in are the ones that you want to take for the most part, right? And partnering with somebody that can help you do that is really going to be critical and effective to save you time, right? And that's what's going to differentiate you, your practice, and ensuring that you have the right approach. When I think about, individual practice areas, these broad search terms that oftentimes when we look at client websites that just aren't meeting their needs, that aren't working, they are really trying to boil the ocean, right? And the way I always think about it is that you can't be everything to everyone. You know what cases you want to focus on. You know the cases that you want to bring in within your practice area, something really niche, for example, with immigration, and you want to just do L visas, or you want to just do admissibility waivers. You want to really focus on those things. So just saying immigration won't yield the search results. Our searches and our clients are getting more and more sophisticated in ensuring they're bringing in the right thing. So the 4 key points that we really want clients and our customers to focus on is, number 1, highlight your niche, right? Come up with what those focus areas will be. And we can, as a partnership with your marketing team, can make sure that you're bringing in the right cases based on your, your prescribed client base and your niche. Establish your expertise and your credibility. There's so much knowledge in our legal market. In law school, we used to do law review articles and share a lot of that thought leadership. And at some points that falls off because we're just so busy. And again, there aren't enough minutes in the day. So if you take an opportunity with your marketing strategy to drive that sort of expertise, to deliver the credibility to potential new clients, it will share all the information that you want and ensure that niche is delivered, right? That you're creating the content that's specific to those cases that you want to bring in. Thought leadership does not have to be formal, right? It can just be a consistent, slow drip of information that we put out there. As you can see, like, everyone's attention span with their phones these days is getting shorter and shorter. So oftentimes, like, the top 3 things that somebody needs to know when going through, an immigration case or a divorce or a custody situation. So really getting some short snippets of content out there is critical, because that's also how people are searching that information. And also leveraging kind of your success. Everyone has success within their client base and making sure that your clients are sharing some of that and, saying, I had a great experience with my attorney and they supported me and, I would recommend them to anyone, making sure that those things float to the top on searches, on social media, on your website is also a really critical part of making sure that you're sharing everything it is that you do that makes you special, makes you unique within your market. One of the things that we focus on in particular at Legalfit is content generation. People don't have time to draw content and draft content the way that we used to. And also the way that we think about legal writing is different from how attorneys write. Right. So when I think about it and I go into a search query, my questions are not, what is adverse possession? It is, how do I know if somebody's encroaching on my property? What if my neighbor's fence is over the line? Like, they're going to put in search questions in Google that are specifically going to answer their questions. But if we're not creating content that actually delivers that answer, the content's not really valuable, right? Google's not going to search it. The search engine optimization isn't working. So as an example, at Legalfit, what we do is we actually build content that your clients are searching. We know what they're putting into Google, what questions they're searching, and we're going to reverse engineer that strategy to ensure that your content, your thought leadership is populating in those searches. And in the same respect, when we think about social media, this is no longer an option or something that we can ignore. I'm not somebody who loves social media either, but when I think about business and the way that attorneys are showing up for their potential new clients, it is in these platforms. This new generation is finding all of their news on these networks. And if we're not showing up there as a business and we're not promoting our brand and our expertise, we're missing an opportunity in an entire channel where a segment of the population is finding their attorneys and their counsel. So this is part of what, at Legalfit, as an example, what we do is help to promote and drive this content across not just your website, not just Google and strategic searches, but all of the social media networks.
Yeah, and I really love this slide and how you kind of show off the ways that you can do different posts and different channels on the social media. And so I think this is kind of a really great way to kind of show how you can utilize those social media.
Thanks. It's tough to get young people's attention these days, right? So
Right.
we have to constantly be iterating and be creative in order to bring them in.
Absolutely. And so, as we discuss these levers on optimizing your intake process, I really want to identify some key areas where efficiency improvements or even automation can streamline the journey for your leads. And so by applying automation, you can free up this valuable time to really focus on those higher value tasks. So that first one, is the efficient data capture. And you'll want to leverage automated forms to capture information correctly and then have it automatically populate. You don't want to upload every single name, address, phone number of all the new leads that come in. That should be done automatically. And we can talk more about this opportunity when we review the kind of the PracticePanther integration with Legalfit. We talk about forms a little bit more. The next one is about streamlining key intake steps. And your intake process likely consists of these repeatable steps. And so consider how you can automate various steps to easily inform either staff about tasks that they need to be accomplishing next, or even clients and what they need to do. Setting reminder notification is an easy win for this one. You can easily opt for a daily agenda email as well within PracticePanther. That'll help you kind of stay on task every morning. The next one is really going to be about that client intake packet, because your process involves completing these pre-formatted documents for each new client, which, like the other steps, can be automated for really drastic time savings. The next one here on the bottom left is that streamline payment solutions. And two key aspects I think we can agree that we want to simplify for all leads. It should be easy to find you online, should be easy to pay you. And PracticePanther has a unique feature called One Link. It's actually a payment link allowing new leads to pay for consultations directly from your website. And this can even automatically create a new contact in the system as well. We also offer some debit and credit card payments. It's easier to create payment plans that way. And payment plans automatically generate invoices on a monthly basis as well. So when you offer a variety of payment options, it's going to be important that really most clients are looking for these days. And then this last bucket, it's all about how you and your staff communicate, because that is so important. Your internal communication has to be efficient. Client communication has to be personalized to the client, and you really got to meet them where they are. Do they want to be contacted by a phone? Would they prefer a text? Do you know the best time to give them a call? What are their communication preferences? And all this information can easily be saved in your CRM. So I wanted to kind of quickly dive into a couple of these areas. First one really being around efficient workflows to really manage your cases and your workload. Think of workflows as an automated checklist to help ensure tasks get accomplished while keeping everybody else up to date. In PracticePanther, when creating workflows for your task management, you can kind of consider some of these key points when it comes to your process management. You can create an unlimited amount of workflows, and then you can tailor them directly to each case type and processes within your firm. Each workflow is then fully customizable to meet your specific requirements. And once you finalize a workflow and launch it, they can all actually be very easily duplicated and edited as needed. So if you need to add in a new step or remove a step, you can easily do that within workflows. And then PracticePanther offers two types of workflows that I wanted to highlight, and that's contingency and branching. And contingency is more, around that specific tasks need to be completed before other things can progress and continue. So you need certain forms to come in before you can continue with the intake process, or maybe you need payment before you can move forward. Some of those are kind of contingency based versus branching is more accommodating for shifts in cases. And so when you have a branching workflows, they're particularly useful in the onboarding process, as next steps may vary depending on client responses or the type of case. And so a few added benefits for workflows. You can launch task and event automation, to get your workflow started. You can then assign those tasks to relevant team members or even clients, and then use tags for custom reporting, really get into that data-driven metrics. You can predefine your reminders. So you can send out pop-up reminders in the app. You can send email reminders, text message reminders, a couple days, a couple hours before. Hopefully, if you got to remind people about payment, you're doing it before and not after the payment's due, but you can do some of those as well. And so another thing that you can do is really focus on the priority levels and the color. This is really great for organization for those firms who really like to see easily organized information. The next one is about automating document templates. It's going to be another key focus. There's actually a report out there by Thomson Reuters stating that when law firms automate document generation, staff report an 82% time savings. That is a huge time savings. And I can believe it. If you're still manually updating names, addresses, phone numbers, other relevant information in a copy paste or a control F to find it in the document, there are some ways that you can really automate and become more efficient. So again, within PracticePanther, there's extensive customization options for your templates, and you can actually create your custom fields even, so the relevant information is populated. So automating your documents, it's important to reduce that time and human error. It keeps documents consistent. It's no longer are you worrying about version control or is this the most up-to-date contract, because it's already in the system. You can batch create multiple documents. You can auto-populate the client details you really need, and then you can even send those documents instantly for a native e-signature within the platform. And this kind of that final key focus area I wanted to bring into the conversation is really about your communication with your staff and your clients. And this is specifically if you find yourself searching your email inbox regularly for relevant information, specifically talking to you guys, because this is could be super helpful for you. There are several ways to kind of connect in PracticePanther and communicate more effectively than just email. Texting is going to be a big one. Depending on the study, you're talking about 20 billion or 30 billion texts sent a day. Either way, there is a lot of texting happening out there. And so being able to send a quick response or get a quick response from a client can be really, really helpful. Within PracticePanther, you never leave the platform to send a text. You no longer have to give out your personal cell number ever again. You can actually, get those through into your contact profiles. Then we have secure message options. This is great for sending important case details because they're encrypted messages that can go directly to your client portals. The task notifications are great, especially if you have kind of a new task that pops up. It's not within a workflow, but it's something that a client or one of your staff have to complete. Instead of asking in an email for them to do that, you can actually assign a task, and they'll be notified in the app, the portal, depending upon what their notification settings are, for that task to then be complete. And then you can even follow it along. Was it completed? Was it completed on time, overdue? So it's you can peer into the inner workings of your firm a little bit more by just creating a task notification instead of sending a quick email. And with the e-signature, as I mentioned, you can request without ever leaving the platform. And it's really that added convenient for clients. Maybe, if a wet signature is not required, they don't have to make that trip to your office. Direct messages, perfect for staff communication. If you need to let somebody know you're out sick, you have a doctor's appointment, maybe a client is running late, you can quickly kind of share information back and forth. And finally, the notes feature within PracticePanther, it's kind of within our CRM as well. This is really great as you're speaking with clients if they kind of mention some relevant case or even personal information like a birthday or a spouse name or something like that you really want to make sure you can save those directly as notes and attach it to their files. And then finally, the last lever here, let's talk about your data-driven decision making. By using reports, by using key features within PracticePanther, you can gain valuable insights into client acquisition metrics, conversion rates, productivity details for your staff. And that helps enable this informed decision-making that can optimize your workflow and then even your resource allocation. Maybe you're spending too much time or have too much staff in one area. You can kind of reorganize that kind of based on the data that you have. I'm going to start in that kind of top left by really identifying bottlenecks in the intake process. It can be challenging. So utilizing a productivity report and even your task management dashboard, it can aid in kind of pinpointing delays in your processes. When you look at time spent on tasks, or if you see a lot of past due tasks, that can often signal underlying issues in your workflows. When it comes to understanding kind of those marketing sources, what's the hardest channel working for you, or what's the most profitable one? I know Karen will talk a little bit more about this as well. And, consider these custom reports where you can utilize tags to identify lead sources like Legalfit. And you can understand originating attorney reports if referrals are an important part of your practice. And then finally, it's really about understanding that client experience and how important that is. And so again, with the productivity reports, you can monitor client-related tasks and their completion status. And if you notice, again, that pattern of overdue tasks for a particular client, it's a signal to investigate the cause and see what's going on. And you can also get direct feedback by creating kind of custom forms within PracticePanther and really request those client reviews, those testimonials, because these responses can be really attached to contact notes and even used as tag for easy references. These approaches help you track client satisfaction levels over time. And again, satisfied clients are more likely to refer new business to your firm. So when you consistently monitor this task completion and actively seek client feedback, you can really gain a better understanding of the overall client experience. So this approach not only helps in identifying areas for improvement or maybe enhancement, but you can also recognize and replicate processes that are working really well. It's not always about finding what's wrong. Sometimes you need that added benefit that you're doing something right. And then I want to kind of pass it back over to Karen, and we can kind of get into this Legalfit integration with PracticePanther.
Yeah, thanks, Libby. I love that you were talking about the channel performance and how you can really get insight into what you're investing in and what's working and what's not working, right? And I think that's especially important in small firms, right? Every dollar matters. Your time is valuable. And if you don't have visibility into the return on investment of your marketing spend and what channels are bringing in the clients that you want, it's hard for you to grow and scale and expand effectively that way. And so this is part of, how Legalfit and PracticePanther partner. When we think about marketing investment and putting your brand and your name and your information out for clients to search, they get drawn into putting their information through your website or through other channels like your social media pages, et cetera, your pay-per-click campaigns, and they come into the Legalfit dashboard as a lead. And so those leads are actually tagged with the channel that they came in through. So within the lead dashboard in Legalfit, you can get visibility into how many leads you're getting, what the response rate is, what the channels are that are bringing the most leads, how many you've referred to other clients. So you can, decide, these aren't the cases that I want, but they're still really good cases and I spent the money to draw them in. So let me kind of make money in my sleep and send them to a colleague that can close it and then send me a referral fee or maybe send me a future client and at some point later in the year. So that's the visibility that we give to our marketing spend within the Legalfit dashboard. But then also when you think about the efficiencies that we draw from all of the technology tools and the tech stack that you're using at your firm, the most important thing is to ensure that there's alignment there. And so you can see here in the image on the right, that's our Legalfit dashboard and our PracticePanther integration. So as information comes in through your marketing channels, through your marketing investment, into a potential new customer lead, it not just gets tracked in the Legalfit dashboard, but gets mapped to your PracticePanther database. So you can see where it is there, what converted to a new client, what the value of that new client is. And so then as you see from here, you go from the Legalfit dashboard. On the next slide, you'll see also your PracticePanther CRM, and you'll see exactly where that lives, what the tags are, and we can modify from there. And so we'll throw our emails into the chat here so that you have it and you can reach out to us directly. Because I think this is one that demonstrated live is really powerful, and you can see exactly how much time it will save you instead of having a lead in your marketing engine and then having to copy all the information, as Libby was saying, is such an inefficient way of doing it. Technology today integrates better, will help you be more efficient and scale your efforts to give you a more successful practice. So that's how we do it together, and that's our integration and why I love working with Libby and the PracticePanther team. And that's what we really want to bring to you today is showing some of the tools that you can use to develop your business, to make more efficient processes within your practice, and to make your firm and your clients happier.
Absolutely. And I think you said something really specific that I wanted to kind of call out. And it's not about just bringing any lead to your law firm. It's about bringing the right lead. And that's, why we really like working with Legalfit. It's honing in and really getting those right leads. If Facebook is driving 20 leads a month, but none of them are converting, working with a partner like Legalfit can help you realize maybe it's a little bit of a wasted spend and where you can maybe reinvest some of those dollars in a social channel that works a little bit better or a completely different channel. And so I love how they focus in on that right client, because that's really, really important.
Yes, absolutely. So here what we've done is we wanted to share with you an offer, right? As partners, we provide our customers, both the Legalfit customers and the PracticePanther customers and future customers, an opportunity to not just scale your efficiencies, but also your spend. So with Legalfit, you will get a discount with our implementation. There's a lot that we do to ensure that our PracticePanther customers that come onto our Legalfit platform are super happy with the integration, with the support that they're getting from us. And so if you scan that QR code, you'll be able to schedule time with me and my team. We'll go through kind of what our strategy could be together, and we'll make sure that we have that integration set up really strongly for you.
Absolutely. And I think it's so important, there's so much more than just building websites, they're incorporating that ADA functionality, the content, the marketing strategies. There are so many really great opportunities to kind of partner with Legalfit. And so we wanted to make sure that we are offering Legalfit customers kind of a special as well. And so if you're interested in kind of getting a PracticePanther demo, you can scan this QR code, learn a little bit more about PracticePanther, and then there's going to be a special discount opportunity just for you guys as well. I'll leave that up for just a second longer in case somebody still needs to do a quick snap.
Yeah, and I think we can actually throw those links in the chat as well. If just copying and pasting a link is easier, I think we have those as well, but we'll throw those in. But are there any questions at this point? Anything we can answer for you guys?
Yeah. And as you're kind of taking time to hopefully populate some questions, wanted to let you know we're both available on LinkedIn. We'd love to kind of stay connected. We send out, a lot of posts and information on what we're working on. And so would love to kind of get a a connection request there. You can find me as Libby Funky Luff on LinkedIn. And
Best
Karen,
name ever. Best name ever.
thank you.
And yeah, you can find me as well. It's just Karen Gray. I think I think that's it. I set it up early enough that I think I have just my full name, but I could throw that link in the chat as well.
Fantastic. And again, really appreciate everybody joining us. I know you have a lot of time that you're in the day that you're filling with a lot of different tasks. And so to carve out some time for us, we really appreciate that. We'll hang on for just a little bit longer if any questions get thrown into the chat. Otherwise, definitely keep a lookout in your inbox for the email recording that will come tomorrow. And we look forward to speaking with you more about your marketing strategies and your intake processes.
Great. And Libby, I think there's just one question from Jeff Cooper. So I think, Jeff, if you want to send me an email, Jack said, I don't know if you can throw my email in there. We can definitely schedule some time together to get that set up. And I was going to throw in my LinkedIn as well. I don't know if I did this right. Hopefully, I don't know if everybody saw that, but Jackson, if you can post that into the chat as well, that would be great. Any other questions for us? No. Listen, it is early on this side. On the West Coast, Libby, I'm still drinking my coffee. So I can imagine that people are still kind of getting their stuff together, but reach out to us, let us know what we can do to help you guys. And I'm sure you'll see us in the future as well, working together and ensuring that we help you build a stronger business.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye, everyone.
See you.